Welcome to This Explainer. Okay, today we are going to demystify the invisible magic that connects a smartphone right there in your pocket to a literal fleet of satellites orbiting the Earth. It's something we use every single day, right? Whether we're getting a food delivery, tracking a morning run, or navigating a long road trip. But the actual mechanics working behind the scenes, they are nothing short of a modern miracle. I mean, think about it. You open a map app and almost instantly this little blue dot pops up exactly where you're standing. But how does it actually know your location not fast? What's really fascinating here is the mind-blowing cosmic infrastructure required to make that simple blue dot happen. It feels instantaneous to us down here, but it is the result of some of the most complex math and advanced tech humanity has ever built. So, here is our roadmap for today. 1. The anatomy of GPS. 2. The magic of trilateration. 3. Why time is everything. 4. Real-world limits and fixes. And 5. The future of navigation.
Let's dive right into Section 1, the anatomy of GPS, from space all the way down to the palm of your hand.
To really understand how this works, we need to break down this massive infrastructure, which was originally developed by the U.S. Department of Defense. It basically relies on 3 pillars working in perfect harmony. First, you've got the space segment. That's the network of satellites up in orbit. Next is the control segment, which is a bunch of ground monitoring stations. And finally, the user segment. That's basically us, with our smartphones, our car navigation systems, or smartwatches acting as receivers. To grasp the sheer scale of what we're talking about, that space segment normally consists of over 30 active satellites. And they aren't just hovering in the clouds. They are orbiting roughly 20,200 kilometers, that's about 12,500 miles, straight up above our heads. And they circle the entire globe twice every single day. And get this, they aren't just floating lazily out there. No, they are rocketing through space at approximately 14,000 kilometers per hour. Because they are constantly moving in these highly calculated orbits, it ensures that at least 4 of these satellites are usually visible from almost any point on Earth at any given time. And that constant visibility, that's the absolute bedrock of how you get found. Moving along to Section 2, the magic of trilateration, or, as I like to call it, math in the sky. Now, I know the word trilateration sounds super intimidating, but honestly, it is simply a giant geometric puzzle. Imagine drawing a massive sphere around a satellite in space. Your receiver figures out your exact location by finding the pinpoint intersection where spheres from multiple satellites overlap. Where those spheres intersect, that is exactly where you are standing. So, here's the step-by-step process literally happening in your pocket right now. A satellite continuously broadcasts its position and the exact time the signal was sent. Your phone receives that radio signal, compares the sent time to the received time, and then uses that travel time to calculate exactly how far away that specific satellite is. Now, you might be wondering, why do we need 4 satellites? Well, 1 satellite just puts you somewhere on a huge sphere. 2 narrows it down, and 3 locks in your exact latitude and longitude. But that crucial 4th satellite is the secret weapon here. It corrects any timing errors and determines your exact altitude, letting your device know if you're standing at sea level or halfway up a mountain. Which brings us perfectly to Section 3, why time is everything and the speed of light. Because all that math happening inside your phone, it relies on a very specific constant. GPS radio waves travel at the speed of light, so calculating your distance to a satellite is a direct multiplication of that speed by the signal's travel time. It's a pretty simple equation. Distance equals the speed of light multiplied by time. But here's the catch. Because light is so incredibly fast, there is literally 0 room for error. This is exactly why every single GPS satellite contains an atomic clock accurate to billionths of a second. The stakes are so high that a mistake of just 1 single microsecond would throw your location off by hundreds of meters. The entire system would completely collapse. All right, let's look at Section 4, real-world limits and fixes. Basically, what happens when the signal drops? So GPS relies on these invisible radio waves, and they absolutely need a clear view of the sky. This is why your signal suddenly bounces around or just vanishes entirely when you drive into a tunnel or hike under a dense forest canopy or walk between massive urban skyscrapers. Those physical obstacles block or bounce those delicate signals before they can even reach your phone. Now, I want to let you in on a little secret and clear up a pretty huge misconception. GPS and Google Maps, They are not the same thing. GPS is strictly the invisible positioning network finding your exact coordinates. Google Maps, on the other hand, is just the visual interface. It takes that raw data and displays it on a nice map to route you to the nearest coffee shop.
And to solve those annoying signal drops we just talked about, your phone is incredibly smart. To improve accuracy from a typical 3 to 5 meters all the way down to 1 to 3 meters, it uses assisted GPS, which taps into local cell towers and Wi-Fi. On top of that, your phone is likely pulling in signals from a global array of other navigation systems, like Europe's Galileo or China's Beidou, all at the same time, giving you the best possible signal. And finally, Section 5, the future of navigation, way beyond the map app. Because the future of this tech goes so far beyond just telling you when to turn left. We're looking at a thrilling world of AI-powered smarter traffic management and seamless indoor positioning. It's expanding into centimeter-accurate robotics, augmented reality, and frankly, it is the absolute foundational technology required to make completely autonomous self-driving vehicles a reality. Think about it. We've built global supply chains, aviation networks, emergency services, and soon self-driving cars entirely on top of this one system. So to wrap up this explainer, I want to leave you with a profound question to ponder. What would actually happen to our modern world if these invisible signals beaming down from 20,000 kilometers away suddenly just stopped? Thanks so much for exploring with me today.